Imagine this moment with me. You are sitting at your kitchen table, a cup of coffee in your hand, and suddenly a thought crosses your mind. What if the secret to feeling younger, stronger, and more alive was hidden in the foods I've been eating? Or worse, in the foods I've been ignoring? At 60, this realization strikes like lightning. Because what I'm about to tell you, I only truly understood after decades of working with men like you. And the truth is, I wish I had known these secrets when I was 30. Perhaps my own body, my energy, even my confidence as a woman of medicine would have felt the difference much earlier. But you, my friend, still have time. In fact, you are standing at a crossroads right now. One path leads to slow decline, tired mornings, restless nights, fading desire, and a body that no longer responds the way you want. The other path? A return to vigor, sharper memory, deeper sleep, stronger intimacy. The kind of life that doesn't just extend your years, but fills them with power. And it all begins not with pills, not with complicated treatments, but with the food you place on your plate every single day. I want you to think about this. After 60, your body speaks a new language. It no longer tolerates the same excesses it once forgave. The digestive system, the blood vessels, the hormones, the prostate, every system becomes more sensitive, more reactive, more demanding. What you eat now determines not only whether you survive, but whether you thrive. And the tragedy is that no one told us this when we were 30. No doctor sat us down and said, "The habits you build now will decide the quality of your manhood later." I have sat across from men who were once strong, vibrant, full of life, who came to me broken, asking why their energy was gone, why their desire had vanished, why their heart felt weaker each year. Do you know the common thread? It wasn't just genetics. It wasn't just age. It was food, the silent sculptor of health, the overlooked architect of virility. And when I revealed to them the simple truths about what was entering their bodies, many of them looked at me with tears in their eyes and said, "Why didn't anyone tell me this sooner?" So let me tell you right now, if you are 60 or older, your plate has more power than you imagine. The way you eat can turn back the clock on circulation, awaken your hormones, calm your prostate, and even reignite that fire of intimacy you thought was gone forever. And the beauty is, you don't need to starve, you don't need to count endless calories, and you certainly don't need to swallow magic pills. You just need to understand the 5 secrets I discovered far too late. As your doctor, as your ally, and as someone who has dedicated decades to understanding men's health, I need you to hear me carefully. Every bite you take is either healing you or harming you. And the difference between weakness and strength, between frustration and fulfillment, often lies in choices so small, so deceptively simple, that you almost overlook them. But once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. You will never look at your meals the same way again. Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself 10 years from now. Will you be walking with ease, laughing with your grandchildren, and holding your partner's hand with energy flowing through your veins? Or will you be sitting in silence, drained, relying on medications, wondering where your spark went? The answer will not come from luck. It will come from the food you start choosing today. That is why I am going to reveal these 5 secrets to you. They are not trends, not internet myths, but truths rooted in science, lived through real men who changed their lives, and proven in my own medical practice. Secrets that can make the difference between simply aging and truly living. And I promise you, once you know them, you will wish you had known at 30. But you will be forever grateful that you discovered them now. This, my friend, is not just about food. It's about reclaiming the man you were meant to be. Now that I have your full attention, let me tell you exactly why you must stay with me until the very end of this video. What I'm about to share are not just casual tips, not just passing ideas about eating better. These are the 5 nutritional secrets that can literally shift the trajectory of your health as a man over 60. Secrets that I, as a physician, learned too late in my own journey, but that I am determined you will not miss. Imagine for a moment that inside your body there is a control panel. On this panel, there are switches, each one tied to your energy, your heart, your circulation, your testosterone, your memory, and even your ability to feel desire and fulfillment in intimacy. Most men, as they age, slowly and unknowingly flip these switches to the off position. Not because they want to, but because the foods they eat are silently working against them. What if I told you that you could turn those switches back on? Not with invasive treatments, not with endless prescriptions, but with strategic, deliberate choices on your plate. That is my promise to you. By the end of this video, you will not only know these 5 secrets, but you will understand how they directly affect your masculine strength, your vitality, and your longevity. And here is the most important part. I will not reveal everything at once. I want you to absorb each secret deeply, because they build upon one another. Each one prepares you for the next, and the final revelation will tie them all together in a way that will change the way you see food forever. You see, the world has lied to us about aging. They say that after 60, weakness, fatigue, and diminished desire are normal. They tell us to accept it, to settle, to shrink our expectations. But as a physician who has treated hundreds of men like you, I can tell you the truth. Decline is common, but it is not inevitable. I have seen men at 60, 70, even 80 who outshine men half their age. Men who walk with strength, who think with clarity, who love with passion. The difference is not luck, it is knowledge. And that is exactly what I am about to give you. Stay with me, because along the way, I will also share the mistakes I see men make every single day. Mistakes that quietly sabotage their energy and their manhood. I will show you how something as simple as what you choose for breakfast can either strengthen your circulation or choke it. I will explain why certain foods praised as healthy are in fact draining your vitality. And I will open your eyes to ingredients you thought were harmless, but that are secretly damaging your testosterone, your prostate, and even your heart. But it's not just about avoiding danger. It's about discovering powerful allies. Foods that act like medicine for your body. Foods that wake up your blood vessels, calm your inflammation, balance your hormones, and even enhance your confidence in ways you never imagined possible. Here is the open loop I want you to hold on to until the end. One of these secrets, the 5th one, is so deceptively simple that most men laugh when I first tell them. Yet when they apply it, it transforms their lives. I have witnessed men regain the stamina of their 40s, couples rediscover intimacy, and patients look at me with gratitude because they finally felt alive again. And yes, that secret will be yours by the conclusion of this video. So here is my commitment. I will guide you step by step, as if we were in my office together, as if you were sitting across from me, and I was revealing the blueprint for your health. I will not overwhelm you with jargon, but I will treat you with the respect of a man who deserves the truth. And by the time we are done, you will walk away not only with 5 secrets, but with a new vision of what life after 60 can truly be. Because here is the truth. It is not too late. Every day you wake up, every meal you take, is a chance to rebuild, to strengthen, to revive. And this video is your turning point. So listen closely, take every word to heart, because your future, your strength, your joy, your masculinity may depend on it. Let me speak to you not just as a doctor, but as someone who deeply understands the challenges you face as a man over 60. I have walked beside countless men at this stage of life, and I know the silent frustrations that live behind strong faces. I know the nights where you lie awake, not because of noise, but because your body feels restless. I know the mornings where energy doesn't rise the way it used to, where you look in the mirror and wonder if the man staring back is truly the same one who carried strength, passion, and confidence in his younger years. And I want you to hear me clearly. You are not alone. Every man who sits across from me in my clinic carries a story. Stories of triumph, of resilience, but also of fear. Fear that health is slipping away. Fear that manhood is fading. Fear that time is stronger than willpower. But what I have seen, again and again, is that these fears can be transformed, not erased, because yes, aging is real, and yes, our bodies change, but transformed into fuel for renewal. I have been practicing urology for decades. I have examined men whose hands once built families, careers, and legacies, and who now seek answers for why their bodies feel different. I've looked into the eyes of men who told me, "Doctor, I feel like my body betrayed me. I did everything right, and yet I'm weaker now. I'm slower. I'm not the man I once was." And every time I respond the same way. Your body did not betray you. It is speaking to you. It is asking for something different, something wiser, something aligned with this new season of life. When I was younger in my career, I believed medicine was mainly about prescriptions and procedures. But over the years, after listening to men and observing their results, I realized something profound. The strongest medicine was often what they were eating or not eating. I watched men who made small, intentional changes in their diets experience transformations greater than any pill could provide. I saw their energy return, their circulation improve, their hormones stabilize, their confidence rise. And it wasn't magic. It was science. I remember one patient, let's call him Miguel. He was 65, retired, and frustrated. He told me he had stopped taking long walks with his wife because he felt out of breath too quickly. He admitted his intimacy had faded, not because of lack of love, but because his body simply wasn't responding. He thought it was the end, but after I guided him through just a few changes, removing foods that inflamed his arteries and introducing foods that supported blood flow, within months, he returned to my office with a smile I'll never forget. He said, "Doctor, I feel alive again. I didn't think it was possible." Then there was Carlos, 70 years old, who came to me with concerns about his prostate. He was anxious, embarrassed, even ashamed. He had avoided talking about it with his family. When I explained to him that certain dietary adjustments could ease inflammation and support his urinary health, he was skeptical. But after following my recommendations, not only did his symptoms improve, but he also confessed something more intimate. He felt younger, more capable, more like himself again. These stories are not exceptions. They are reminders that at 60, 70, even 80, transformation is possible, and you deserve it too. That is why I speak to you with urgency, because I don't want you to accept decline as your destiny. I want you to see that with knowledge and action, you can reclaim vitality. As your doctor in this journey, I will always be honest with you. There will be challenges. Change requires effort. But I promise you this. If you trust what I share, if you apply these secrets to your daily life, you will feel results that surprise even you. And perhaps more importantly, you will feel in control again. Not at the mercy of age, but in partnership with it. Because you see, I am not just sharing theories. I am sharing lived experience. Years in medicine, years of listening to men's stories, years of studying the male body at every stage. And most of all, years of seeing men rise again when they thought it was too late. That is the authority I bring, and the connection I want to make with you. So when I speak these words, I am not speaking to a stranger. I am speaking to a brother, a father, a grandfather, a man who has lived, fought, and endured. A man who deserves more than survival. A man who deserves strength, passion, and health in the years still ahead. And that is exactly what these 5 secrets will give you. When a man crosses the threshold of 60, something undeniable begins to happen inside his body. Systems that once worked effortlessly now demand more attention. The metabolism slows, muscle mass declines, hormones shift, and circulation becomes more fragile. What you used to take for granted, strength, endurance, desire, no longer responds with the same ease. This is not weakness. This is biology. And unless you adapt, unless you understand what your body now needs, the price of ignoring these changes is steep. Let us begin with your blood vessels. They are the highways of your vitality, carrying oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to every corner of your body. In youth, these highways are wide and flexible. But as decades pass, small blockages, inflammation, and stiffness begin to narrow them. What once felt like endless stamina can suddenly feel like shortness of breath. What once was strong intimacy can become frustration. This is why so many men after 60 report problems not only with their heart, but also with their performance in the most intimate areas of life. It is not a coincidence. It is the same circulation, the same fragile highways, struggling under the same burden. Then there are your hormones. Testosterone, the very fuel of manhood, begins to decline gradually from the age of 30, but by 60, the drop becomes more noticeable. Lower testosterone means less energy, reduced muscle strength, slower recovery, and yes, diminished desire. Many men come to me believing this decline is unstoppable. But what they don't realize is that nutrition plays a crucial role in supporting hormonal balance. The right foods can signal your body to protect what testosterone remains, to optimize how it functions, and even to awaken receptors that have grown lazy with time. The prostate, too, becomes a central character in this stage of life. For years, it quietly supports your health, but after 60, it can enlarge, inflame, and create discomforts that steal your peace. Nighttime trips to the bathroom, hesitation in flow, feelings of pressure. These are not just inconveniences, they are warnings. Ignoring them can lead to complications that no man should endure. And yet, what few men know is that the foods you choose every day can either soothe or irritate the prostate. The wrong diet is like pouring fuel on a fire. The right one is like calming water, easing inflammation, and restoring comfort. Even your mind is not spared. Cognitive decline is not inevitable, but it becomes a looming shadow if your brain is not fed what it needs. At 60 and beyond, neurons require specific nutrients to keep firing, to keep memories sharp, and to keep your thoughts clear. Too many men accept forgetfulness as just aging, when in truth their diets are starving the very organ that defines who they are. Now I must speak plainly. If you ignore these changes, if you continue to eat as though your body is still 30, the consequences will not wait. You will feel it in your heart, in your energy, in your intimacy, and in your independence. Medications may pile up, fatigue may become constant, and the spark that makes life worth living may feel dimmed. And here is the most dangerous part. Decline does not come all at once. It creeps. One small symptom here, one missed sign there. Until suddenly you realize years have passed, and the man you once knew feels like a memory. But there is hope, and it lies in awareness. Once you understand that your body after 60 is not your enemy but your messenger, you can begin to respond with wisdom. And food is the most powerful response you can give. Every bite you take is either accelerating decline or resisting it. Every plate is either creating inflammation or calming it. Every choice is either feeding your strength or feeding your weakness. This is why I am here speaking to you today, because no one told us this when we were 30. No one warned us that the careless indulgences of youth would demand payment later. But I am telling you now, not to frighten you, but to equip you, to give you the knowledge that can protect your body, your mind, and your manhood. And here's the truth I need you to grasp. 60 is not the end. It is a turning point. Yes, the risks are real. Yes, the decline is possible. But so is renewal. I have seen men take back their health, take back their intimacy, take back their joy. And it all began with understanding this problem clearly and choosing to face it, not ignore it. Now let us begin unveiling the secrets I promised you. The 5 discoveries about food that I wish I had known at 30, but that became crystal clear to me at 60. Each one of them holds the power to transform the way your body responds to aging. And as I share these, remember, these are not theories. These are truths shaped by science, lived by men I've treated, and confirmed by my own experience as a physician. The first secret is about the silent killer we rarely talk about, inflammation. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive to it. Inflammation is not just the redness you see on your skin when you're injured. It is an invisible fire burning inside your arteries, your prostate, even your brain. And this fire is fueled by certain foods, processed meats, refined sugars, fried oils. Every time you consume them, you add wood to that fire. But here is the twist. Certain foods act like water, quenching that flame. Omega-3 rich fish like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds soothe your arteries, allowing blood to flow freely again. I've watched men who couldn't walk 2 blocks without fatigue start enjoying long strolls with their grandchildren, simply because they swapped inflammation for anti-inflammation on their plates. The second secret is circulation, the very river of life. Poor circulation is not just about cold hands or feet. It is about whether blood can reach your heart, your brain, and yes, your most intimate parts. Many men over 60 blame age when intimacy fades, but the truth is, clogged vessels cannot deliver what your body needs. Foods like beets, leafy greens, and pomegranates act as natural enhancers of nitric oxide, a compound your body uses to relax blood vessels. One of my patients, Roberto, 72, told me, "Doctor, I thought intimacy was over for me. Then I changed how I ate. I didn't expect miracles, but I swear it feels like my body remembered how to be alive again." That is the power of circulation on your plate. The third secret is protein. Not just any protein, but clean, high-quality protein. At 30, you could skip meals, live on bread and coffee, and still maintain muscle. But at 60, every gram of protein matters. Muscles are not just for strength. They protect your bones, stabilize your blood sugar, and even influence testosterone levels. Lean meats, eggs, legumes, and whey protein can rebuild what time has eroded. I've seen men regain posture, confidence, and independence simply by respecting protein as the foundation of their diet. The fourth secret is one most men never consider: hormone-friendly foods. After 60, your testosterone doesn't vanish. It whispers. And whether you hear that whisper depends on what you eat. Zinc-rich foods like oysters, pumpkin seeds, and Brazil nuts strengthen hormonal pathways. Vitamin D from sunlight and fortified foods awakens dormant energy. These nutrients do not create miracles, but they create the conditions for your body to respond like a man again. I will never forget Antonio, 68, who once told me, "I feel invisible now." After adding these foods to his diet, weeks later he returned, smiling, and said, "Doctor, I feel seen again. By my wife, by myself." And now, the fifth secret, the one men always dismiss until they try it. Hydration, not just with water, but with foods that hydrate. Cucumbers, melons, oranges, tomatoes. These foods are packed not only with water, but with electrolytes your cells crave. Dehydration is a thief of vitality. It thickens your blood, weakens your heart, slows your mind, and dries your desire. Men laugh when I tell them, "Eat your water." But when they do, they discover clarity of mind, lighter joints, smoother digestion, and even renewed intimacy. This is the simplest, yet most ignored secret, and perhaps the most powerful. Now let me weave these together. Inflammation, circulation, protein, hormone balance, and hydration. They are not separate. They are threads of the same fabric. Ignore one, and the fabric tears. Respect them all, and you create resilience, strength, and virility even after 60. These secrets do not belong to the young. They belong to the wise. They belong to you. So as you listen, I want you to imagine your next meal not as an act of survival, but as a choice of power. Each forkful either fights for you or against you. Each plate either accelerates decline or fuels your rebirth. And when you see food this way, when you apply these secrets, you begin to realize that 60 is not the end. It is the beginning of a stronger, wiser, more powerful chapter. And now, my friend, we arrive at the conclusion of our journey together. You have listened carefully, you have held on to the secrets, and perhaps you are beginning to see your meals, your body, even your future in a different light. This is the moment where I fulfill the promise I made at the very beginning, that by the end of this video, you would carry with you the 5 secrets I discovered too late, but that you now know in time. The final revelation is this: it was never only about the food. Yes, food is medicine. Yes, food heals, strengthens, and restores. But the true secret is choice. Every day, 3 times a day, you stand before a decision. Will you feed decline, or will you feed vitality? Will you let aging dictate the terms of your life, or will you take back control by choosing wisely what enters your body? That is the hidden power I wish I had understood at 30. That the act of eating is not ordinary. It is extraordinary. It is the most consistent, intimate form of self-care you will ever practice. At 60 and beyond, you can no longer afford to be careless. But you can be powerful. Because now you know. You know that inflammation can be calmed, that circulation can be restored, that muscle can be rebuilt, that hormones can be supported, and that hydration can renew you from within. You know that your plate is your ally, your weapon, your shield, and with this knowledge, you are not helpless. You are in command. I want you to imagine tomorrow morning. You wake up, and instead of reaching for the old habits that drained you, you choose differently. You add those greens that open your vessels. You choose proteins that strengthen your frame. You drink water that clears your mind. You take in the foods that balance your hormones and soothe your prostate. And as days become weeks and weeks become months, you begin to feel something remarkable. Your body responds, energy rises, desire returns, confidence grows. And with each choice, you feel more alive, more yourself, more the man you were always meant to be. Do not let anyone tell you that it is too late. I have seen men in their 70s laugh like they were 40 again. I have seen men in their 80s walk taller, love deeper, and live freer because they embrace these truths. And you, right now, have the same opportunity. Age is not a curse. It is a privilege. And with wisdom, it can also be a rebirth. So here's what I ask of you. Take these 5 secrets and make them part of your daily life. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Start small if you must, but start. Replace one harmful choice with one healing choice. Drink more water with your meals. Add 1 serving of anti-inflammatory foods. Honor your protein. Support your hormones. And watch step by step as your body thanks you. Because what I want for you is not just longer years, but better years. Years where you feel strength in your steps, clarity in your mind, warmth in your relationships, and fire in your spirit. Years where you are not just surviving, but thriving. Years where your grandchildren look at you with admiration, your partner looks at you with love, and you look at yourself with pride. This is my gift to you, the wisdom of 60, offered to you now, so you may live differently from this day forward. And if you take it seriously, if you embrace it fully, I promise you will not only feel the difference, you will become the difference. Now, before we close, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below, which of these 5 secrets surprised you the most? Which one will you begin applying today? Share it, because your words may inspire another man to take his first step toward renewal. And remember, this is not the end. This is the beginning. There is so much more I want to teach you about health, vitality, and longevity as a man over 60. So stay with me, subscribe, and join me for the next video, where we will continue uncovering the truths that can keep you strong, confident, and alive in every sense of the word. Until then, take care of yourself, honor your body, and never forget. The power to live fully is already in your hands and on your plate.